I can't believe it, they finally did it. Yes, they did it. So the iconic legendary assault variant of the LVAOC from the Division 1, it's finally implemented in the Division 2. So yes, we finally got the LVAOC as an assault rifle, full assault rifle, as you guys can see on my screen. And to top it off, this might be the best go-to assault rifle going forward. So Lexington, this is the name of the brand new named Assault Rifle LVAOC that we just got in the game, and you just straight up get it. As a fact, I was surprised by that. So the developers knew this. The developers knew that this is an iconic weapon of the Division 1. Everybody who played the Division 1 wanted it, and we did kind of get this in the Division 2, but it was a rifle variant, which is, you know, we had to tap. And as you guys can see, it's gonna kind of confuse people if they don't pay attention to the name, because it's basically exactly the LVAOC that we currently have in the Division 2 game, right? Just one is the rifle, one is the name variant, which is an assault rifle. Okay, so starting off with the base damage, this weapon has 49,000.3, so that's quite high, and we'll be taking a look at that at the DPS spreadsheet. The RPM is 850, and this is gonna be the same as the Police M4, the St. Elmo's engine, and the F2000. The max size is the normalized 30 rounds in a magazine, so you can put this to 50 if you want, or 45 depending what max size you use. Now let's do some stats comparison, because again, as I said, this is exactly like the Police M4, kind of. So let's go down to the weapon handling. On the weapon handling, I have no mods on my Police M4, no mods on the Lexington, right? You can see the accuracy, which is the Police M4 is going to be on the left side. The accuracy is the same as the Lexington assault rifle, right? Let me just put them right here. So accuracy is the same, stability is the same, and reload time is the same. Drop damage, it's the same also, and then I do actually have them with the same attributes. And then one thing that will change, right, is gonna be the base damage. Now the RPM is the same, and the max size and optimal range also is all the same. So this is kind of a Police M4 with a higher base damage. Now that base damage, it's close to the F2000. F2000 base damage is 49.1k damage, and then the Lexington, the new assault rifle, is 49.3k, so it's a bit higher than the F2000. The base damage is close to the F2000, but the stats overall is the Police M4. Now, funny enough, a lot of people like to say that the St. Elmo's engine is not a Police M4, is a LVAOC. Now you can actually say that's because they do have about the same stats besides the base damage, and the St. Elmo's engine does have better accuracy and stability and reload time because of the mod that it has, which is right here, the 10% weapon handling. That 10% weapon handling is what's making it better right here when it comes to the weapon handling. But let's say if I go on the Lexington, go on the mod, I'll put this mod right here, which is a 12% weapon handling, right? I'll go back and compare it to the St. Elmo's engine, go on the stats, it's gonna be close to it. Now as a fact, it's even better because St. Elmo's engine has a 10% weapon handling on the mod, and I just put a 12% weapon handling on this Lexington. So we are getting a St. Elmo's engine without the mag size. That's it. So taking a look at the base DPS weapon chart for assault rifles in the game currently that we have, surprise surprise, the Lexington is right there on the top. Now let me explain this. So the Lexington is right here, and this chart, by the way, this list is organized by burst DPS right here. So the Lexington, right, it's right here, and you see we have the invisible hand a little bit over it with 745 base burst DPS. But the thing is, the invisible hand it already has a prefixed talent, and the Lexington, you can put any talent on it, so you can bump that DPS once you go on a build. And also the invisible hand, the weapon handling on it, it's terrible. The Lexington, as I just showed you guys, have a great weapon handling, and it's basically St. Elmo's engine without that mod. So if you put a good DPS talent on the Lexington, you will be just fine. And the F2000, right, is right under the Lexington now, with a little bit less burst DPS overall. So the Lexington, it's the comeback of the LVAOC from Division 1 to Division 2 for everybody, and is gonna be one of the best assault rifle, high-end assault rifle in the game. Okay, so to finish it off, let's take a look at the build. One of the highest DPS setup that you can do currently in the game, it's still this one. I do have a video on it a long time ago that I made, and I just was using the St. Elmo's engine instead of the Lexington, right? So this is the same build. Now, for this build, we are using, again, the 4-piece striker, but with the chest piece and backpack to get maximum stacks. And with the nerf of striker, this still is one of the best DPS setup that you can do. So with the 200 stacks, if you can achieve that, there's gonna be 180% weapon damage with this striker. And we have on knee pads, we have the Grupo Sombra for that 10% critical hit damage. And then on the mask, we have the Coyote Mask Exotic, which depending on how far your enemies are, you gain different bonuses. Now, again, keep in mind, the Lexington, I just got it, and is only proficiency rank 1, so I do not have any expertise on it, so I'm not getting any extra damage on it just yet. I do have the talent Killer on it, which is going to be a 7% critical hit damage if I get a kill with a critical hit for 10 seconds. So taking a look at the stats, with all that said, we have 100% all weapon damage, 30% assault rifle damage, and then on the weapon stats, 44% crit hit chance and 142% crit hit damage. For this purpose of this testing, I'm gonna show you guys with critical hit damage up. So the Killer, I'm gonna activate Killer, and also I'm gonna activate the 25% critical hit damage, because I'm gonna get close to this dummy target. So just keep that in mind. So let's take a look at this DPS with this build. So let me get my stacks up first. So currently with the max stacks, right, you can see in the bottom I have the 25% crit hit damage from the Coyote. Let me activate Killer again, which Killer is activated. So now on the body I am getting, let me take a look, 1,176,000 crits on the body, and non-crit will be 348,000 non-crits on the body shots, and that's gonna be with Killer activated, and that 25% critical hit damage from the Coyote because of being 10 meters from the enemy. Now if we take a look at the headshots, right, we have Killer active, we have 25% crit hit damage from the mask. So if I get Killer active again, on the armor, on the head, we get about 1,423,000, and then non-crits will be 610,000 non-crits on the head. So taking a quick look at my DPS calculation spreadsheet, this is what it is. So at face value, this is the two weapons. On the left is going to be the Lexington, and on the right is going to F2000, and this is basically comparing them with like the same expertise, right? So let's say they both have expertise 0, and this is going to be the win for Lexington with a slight higher DPS. You guys can compare it compared to the F2000, right? And that's what I mean. So the Lexington not only has slightly higher DPS than the F2000, also keep in mind it has one mod slot, and in this case I could go up on this crit chance, because remember, on that build I have a 12% weapon handling on my scope, so I could put another 5% crit chance in here, which is gonna actually bring this DPS up. So if I show you guys another 5% crit chance, which is gonna be 49% crit chance, press enter, the DPS is going to be around a little bit higher, like 1 million higher, like about that, yeah, 1 million higher than the F2000, but I will have the 12% weapon handling on it, so I'll keep it with 44% crit hit chance. Now also keep in mind, this is before I activate killer talent and also the Coyote Mask crit hit damage talent. So I will add that up in here. Let's say I add just the 70% crit hit damage from the killer. That's gonna put us at 212%. Hopefully I'm doing it right. It's gonna be right there, but there is another 25% crit hit damage from the Coyote Mask, so that's gonna be 237%, 237% crit hit damage total with Coyote Mask active and killer active. So this is actually are the numbers that we saw. 1,437,000 for the head, and then for the body was 1,176,000 for the body on armor. So those are the numbers, and you can see the DPS for the headshot DPS is in, you know, like 20 millions, up from 18 million to 24 million, and then on the body from 10 million to 14 million DPS on the body, depending the health, the armor, the NPCs, and how much you crit. So those are the DPS fluctuation, right? So yeah guys, let me know what you guys think of this assault rifle. For all of the veterans that is been asking for this, what is your reaction? Did you like it? Especially that is one of the best assault rifles. And yeah, let me know what you guys think on the comment section below. I'm gonna leave you guys with some gameplay, and yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video.
Good work, everyone. Keep good.
Don't leave yourselves open. Targeting object. What's that gun?
Heavily armored hostile detected.
I won't let you down.